Hello friends, welcome to yet another episode of BNB. So today's topic is console port. So how to configure the console port for routers and switches in a network. So what is console port? A console port is a port which helps us to directly connect the routers, switches or any network device physically. So it's a physical connection between your system and your network equipment. So especially when there is any network outage or connection failure, the devices can be directly connected and check what is happening on the device. So you can see here you have a management port connected on the right end, where is you can connect these devices remotely through the management port dedicatedly, which is down now. And also the between the link between the switch and the router is also down. So you can directly, if you are physically present near the devices, router and switches, you can connect them directly through the console port. So this is the basic need of a console port. So it's a dedicated physical port or a physical cable connection between your device, your network device and your system, so that you can access those console and check the configurations and fix the issue. Configure console port on routers and switches, especially on Cisco routers and switches. How do we do a configuration on console port and get the physical access of the devices? So let's go ahead and use it in the Cisco packet tracer tool. So let's take a router 2811 and then a switch 2960 switch, and then let's take a couple of system, maybe a laptop and a system, and then make sure these four devices are connected. So we are going to connect these router and switch through the console port, one from the system, another from the laptop. So how do we are going to configure? Just take a router and connect its console port to the system uh, using the RS232 port. Okay, similarly take the switch console port and connect it to the laptop RS232 port. And then, so now the physical connections are done. So let's go to the system and then open the terminal of your system, and there you can keep this rates, baud rates, bit rate, everything same, parity, all those things by default. Keep it as such for the Cisco devices since we are connecting it, and then click OK. So you will get the console of the router. So you can see you will be able to access the router as if you connected to the physical. Of course you are connected to the physical router through the console port successfully. So you can see you will be able to access the router, you can see monitor, you can see what are the configurations inside the router. So similarly, go to the other system, go to terminal, keep all the settings as such, and then click OK. So you will get the access similarly. So you will be able to see the configurations, everything as such. Now, so we have connected the console port for these two devices, Cisco router and Cisco switch. What if somebody access these routers and switches by connecting a console port? Let's say you this port connected, physical connected console port is unattended, and if somebody is able to access this device physically, they will be able to see what are the configuration, they can modify it. There may be a breach, network breach. So to avoid that, we are going to put some security features on the router, especially with respect to the console. Just go to the system, and then you can go to the configuration mode and then type line console 0. So you will be in the console port, and then you have to set the password for the console port so that so that only the authorized user can access this console. So you can see the options over here under the console port configuration. So a lot of options are there. So you're going to use the password option to set the password for this console port. So password Cisco we have given, and then type login. So now you will be able to set the login password for the console. So you can test it, exit, and then go back to this console, and it will ask for a password. So give the password and then you will be able to log in. So now you need to give the authentication for the users to not to configure the device. So just go to the global configuration mode again to the switch, to enable your secret password, so that you can restrict the users after logging into the console. They will not be able to modify the configurations. So just enable secret and then the desired password on the global configuration mode. Exit. Now you go to exit and you will give the enable secret password as well. You can see now. So enable and then you can give the password. That's how it works. Yeah, now you can log into the router and do the same kind of configurations what we have done so far on the switch for the console access. So just log in. So you can see you can just log in the router as such without, it is not asking any password, any line console password or enable password. So you can see show IP interface brief on the router. You will be able to see show run configuration as well. Just because you logged in, you have a full configuration access. So now go to configuration mode, global configuration mode, and enable the line console 0 password. So you are able to access the device after you give the console password only. You can see that exit and then you give the password, it will be able to log in now. So we have configured the login line console password. Now you need to enable secret password again in the same router. Just go to the global configuration mode again. Okay, just log in and then config t and then enable secret and then the desired password that we have given the same password Cisco123 and then exit. So now save the configs and then you will be able to see the enable secret password will be in the show running config. You can see the highlighted one. So we have configured the enable secret password as well in this router now for the console. So now if you exit out and it will be able to log in with both the passwords, both the line console password as well as the enable secret password. So that's how it works on the router as well. So in this video, we have seen how to configure the console port for the routers, switches in your network and access it directly. And I hope this video is useful to you. Thank you so much for watching this video.